Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you all so much for being here. Happy Valentine's Day. And I hope you guys are all well. Everybody who's recovering from something medical, you continue to stay in our prayers. And you know what? I want to do one more thing before I put that up there. Just one more thing. And I tell you, it's never ever finished, but it's so crucial. I don't want to finish without it. So give me just a second, you guys. Um, Trust me, it will help to punctuate the day. Um, oh, okay. And wait, somebody's sending me a message. Oh, okay. I thought someone was saying your camera's on and we can see you sitting in your boxers, but that wasn't it. So as long as that's not what they wanted, then I'm good. Let me see here. And okay. All right, that settles it. I got it. I got what I'm looking for. And now you have oh, let me just go and see who was here first. Connie Palmer. Connie Palmer was here first. Happy Valentine's Day. Let's see. And then Connie said hello to Angela Simmons. So hello, Angela Simmons. Rodney Jackson was here early. Um, Lydia Washington, Nancy Austin, Deirdre Meinke, also Sharon Chung, Brenda Phillips. Hello, happy Valentine's Day. Catherine Bryant, Emerald Derrick, Mabel Jones, Celia E. Nelson, Angela. Oh, okay, I said that. Uh, is that Shell Cool? I've heard of the QSC wanting to make her own Queen Consort. Is that what that is? No, make her own grown children have. Yeah, I guess that is. Allegedly wouldn't do right. Okay, we'll have to revisit that. Okay, let me see. Tesla and Dawkins, hello. Linda, Lala, hello. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll really fast just to make sure that I didn't miss any super chats. But otherwise, happy Valentine's Day, and I will greet you as I go along. Okay. Hey, Mo Shannon, you're the last one that I see here. Hey, Elaine Parker is here, huh? Hi, Elaine Parker. Thank you so much for being here. Kids Indoor, Kanita Ash, and a host of friends and others. Okay. Oh, you know what? All of that, I guess I could bring my slides up, which I'm always working on until the absolute last moment. Okay. And there we go. Slides are coming up. All right. Oh, no. Oh, well. Oh, no, that was from yesterday. Sorry about that. Today's is coming soon. All right. Hello, Rochelle Baudreau and Denise Bestman. Okay, here's today. And let's open it up nice and wide there. There we go. Happy Valentines. Okay, and Denise Bestman. Yes, I said hi. Clara Cadore, Angela Simmons. Okay, I'm repeating myself a bit. So, all right, we are good. Oh, Denise Bestman, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Also, okay. Okay, I will. I will. Thank you very much. Okay, I just got a very nice cash app while I was prepping just now, and thank you so much for that. Cash app noticed, and I will read the note that is elsewhere. Thank you so much for that. And of course, I won't mention any names, but thank you. I appreciate it very much. I could assure you. And let's see. Also, yeah, and I think there was a PayPal earlier. So thank you for the Cash App and thank you for the PayPal. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you for supporting Royal Sussex. And happy Valentine's Day. Okay, there we go. So it is Valentine's Day, and someone that I know that works in a retail situation said that this is always a crazy day, and that they have all the gifts like right there within reach. So as soon as people walk in the store, they can grab things for their loved ones, whoever they may be. Maybe it's a school teacher, maybe it's a neighbor, whoever it is. Very sweet. Yes, it is so commercialized, but I love the fact that people choose occasions, whether it's something contrived and commercialized or something very organic. But I'm always happy that people choose days to express their love to one another. I think that's very, very important. So, yeah, so that is that. And then there's this one. I love that. Look at that big, juicy red heart, nice and shiny. And that's what today is about. It's about love. It's not necessarily romantic love, but it's just the idea of love itself, according to Saint Valentine. So, how sweet is that? Ah, see what I mean? See what I mean? There's love abound. Love is in the air, why don't you take it? You're gonna make it after all. Who could turn the world on with a smile? Who could take a nothing day and suddenly make it all seem worthwhile? Oh man. Let's see. Lottie says, good afternoon. Everyone, Baron, please sing happy birthday to my twins, Patrick and Patty. We're going to dinner on Saturday, so I'll let them hear it. Okay, Lottie. Happy birthday, Patty and Patrick. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Patrick and Patty. Woo! Happy birthday to happy birthday and many happy returns of the day. And to all of those who have their pets under the bed or hiding behind the sofa, my sincerest apologies. But there's a song inside of me, and I don't care who get hurt. Whoever gets hurt is of no consequence. I have to let that song out of me. So I feel lighter. So let me open up another screen here. That's what I forgot to do. So I can see what you all are seeing. Oh, that's interesting. All right. Yeah, I don't want to miss a thing. All right, so I got another screen open. Yeah, I don't want to miss a thing. There. Okay. All right, so I got that. So this way I can see if there's any what do you call it? The people that have their memberships. I can see when their membership dates are there. Okay, great. Well, let's carry on then, shall we? Oh, chocolates. Gotta have chocolates for the Valentine's Day. Any chocolate will do. Uh, and of course, as you guys know, years ago, in order to make ends meet, I used to perform on stage as an exotic dancer, and my handle was and continues to be, around rent time, Chocolate Thunder. So who knows? Chocolate Thunder may be coming to a neighborhood near you. Who hasn't wanted to see an overcaffeinated, chubby baby boomer dancing on the stage? Huh? I ask you that. Who hasn't wanted to see that? So, you never know. You might get lucky. All right. So, speaking of might get lucky, interesting update. Sarah Ferguson, her 92nd Street in New York appearance blurb no longer says she'll answer questions about Queen Elizabeth and Harry and Meghan. I've reached out for more info at that place, and there was no info to be had because originally they said that she was going to make this rare appearance. Rare if you consider that you can hardly shake her anytime that there's money to be made, but just the same, a rare opinion. So they say, I'm sorry, appearance. So they say, well, I guess, I don't know. I don't know. Somebody must have whispered a little common sense in her ear. You're on this side of the Atlantic, right? Or you're planning to be. Maybe it's not a good idea to drag the most influential royal couple in the world. How about we just limit the conversation to stuff that has to do with your book that you're hawking instead of trying to target the Sussexes or leading people to believe that that's your intention. Eh? What say you? So I believe that they want to make sure that people have an understanding that that's not likely to happen. You know, as people constantly fuss about the Sussexes are cashing in, they're cashing in. Well, if everyone is telling your story and also misleading the masses with their own bias and in some cases hatred and hostility, why shouldn't the Sussexes tell the truth and also be compensated for the pain and suffering that they have endured by that oppressive institution known as the royal family or the monarchy? Why shouldn't they make some money too? It is a billion-dollar industry that has been confirmed. So if that is the case, then if other people are making money telling lies, I think they should be compensated to tell the truth. What say you, Berta Sanchez? Trust and believe me, she do not want to talk about Prince Harry and Princess Meghan. She needs to try to sell that book. She can piss off a whole lot of people if she does that. That is not her business. Well, and that actress that used to be on Dynasty, um, Joan Collins, when she did that show for that vile, vicious little man, that hog-headed Pierce Morgan. Pierce Morgan tried to goad her into saying something about the Sussexes, but I think the first dragging was probably going to be the last drag because suddenly she didn't have a whole lot to say. You see, um, a lot of these people have families to support, right? And in such, just as anybody else who has families to support, it's not just about you, it's about the whole family. And so I know for sure that Joan Collins supports her family and has for a long time. I mean, she would take any work she could get um, before and after Dynasty, which was the pinnacle of her career. And so you have to consider those things, having a family to support and making money to support them. You have to consider how you trade on your public image. And so, any of us, myself included, we all trade on our public image. Is no such thing as you can say whatever you want whenever you want. That's just not the case. It's not the reality of things. Everybody is accountable in one way or the other, and that includes someone writing some little tawdry romance novel, The Most Intriguing Lady, whatever it is. We have to make sure that when we say certain things, that there's a purpose to it. So she'll learn, or she has learned. They all have learned. And so, aside from those who have been paid by the tabloids to, or even their, what's used to be respectable networks, to dish out all of this nastiness, that only lasts for so long. And you can't just go around, especially, this is what I love about the internet. The internet is the great equalizer. And it's because of the internet that a lot of people choose to either choose their words carefully or just don't say anything at all. It really goes right back to, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. um, it's a book to sell. Stick to the book, and you'll be okay. But there's a lot of people praying for the Sussexes, and I feel sorry for the people who haven't figured that out yet. That the Sussexes have a lot of support, and there are people that are praying for them. We're not hooligans or something like that. We're not going after people, but we will drag them and call them out, and show our receipts when the time is right. We don't show up at events that they have, the rest of the family, and heckle them or hurl eggs or anything like that. We just, discreetly say what needs to be said and make sure the right people hear it. That's it. So, good call to remove that from the promotion for this book. And I wish you the best of luck with that book. Thank you so much, Verta Sanchez. Okay. Scrolling along. Yeah, Sarah the toast. What is it? Sarah the toast suck. Um, oh gosh, what did I call her? Yeah, Sarah Tosuck Ferguson. That's it. Sarah Tofuck suck. Oh, okay. I knew that was gonna. I knew that was gonna. I knew that was gonna come out. I knew that was gonna come out the wrong way. It's Sarah the Tosuck Ferguson and Zara Tongue Ring Tyndall. There we go. I should have. Oh, okay. And then let us remember this. Let us remember this. Wasn't it the Sussexes who brought her from out of the code? If you guys remember, Sarah wasn't allowed near that royal family because of Prince Philip. Prince Philip was quite was quite hostile toward her, and everybody knew that she was not welcome. She was not welcome in those parts whenever Philip was around. So because of that, she would have to disappear. Like when they were up in Balmoral, when Philip would come up there later on from wherever he was, um, she would disappear. She would like pack up and hurry up, and she would run up out of there like Miss Seeley when she was trying to get away from Mister. That's what would happen. She would pack up them bags, throw everything in that carry-all, and get out of Dodge. So, what brought her in from the cold the first time she was ever in the same room with Philip, since the whole incident with the toes, was at the Sussex wedding. So that was like a gift to her on their wedding day. Come on in from out of the cold. So, considering that, I hope, because even though they removed that from the the promotion, it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. I just say stick to your book. If I recall, she even told, I think it was an interview with Oprah, where she said that she felt really bad that during some of those crucial moments for the girls that she wasn't around. And then, of course, I can't remember if it was Oprah or whoever it was who said, well, maybe if that wouldn't have happened, you would have been there to help them choose a hat. And, that was like a little laugh they had. Yeah, I could have helped them pick hats instead of, the famous fanciers that they wore that particular occasion that seemed to be the butt of the joke. But then you have to look at something, though. Look at that Flight of the Bumblebee hat she has on. I could understand you wanting to be there to help them choose hats, but I don't think it would have been a good idea if you helped them choose the hat. it probably it probably should not have been you to help them choose the hats. I can understand you wanting to help them choose a hat, but I'm not saying that you should have helped them because from looking at this photo, I don't know who helped you. So if that's the case, I don't think you should have helped them. Um, but oh, Legs, thank you so much for the. Let me see what is going on with this thing. All right, all right, okay. Let me see here. All right, very good. All right, so all right, so Lex says, or piss moron setting a land speed. Yeah, or when Hoghead set that land speed record for leaving the television studio. There has never been a mammal on 2 feet that could match the speed that Hoghead exited that Good Morning Britain studio. Nobody. I mean, he was like moving at an alarming rate when he ran up out of that studio when he was confronted about Meghan. What a spineless jellyfish. And of course, I'm going to tell you guys now, personally, I think you guys remember when the Duke of Hazzard went flying through that intersection? Remember when he broke that woman's arm? Remember when the Duke of Hazzard, when his car was jettisoned and became airborne when he clipped that woman's car and broke her arm? Now, to show you how volatile things were, I don't think that he said that the sun had caught his eye and he didn't see the oncoming traffic. I think he probably thought he saw her. When Philip went flying through that intersection, why do I get the feeling that Philip thought he caught a glimpse of Sarah Ferguson and decided to do something about it? You know what I'm saying? I just get the feeling that Philip thought he caught a glimpse of Sarah Ferguson at that intersection when he went plowing through those cars. Such was the disdain that he had for Sarah Ferguson that it would not be beneath him to have a rollover accident trying to ram her car. So, and as for the poor woman that was actually involved in the accident, boy, when I saw her on television looking just as pitiful with her arm, that could, that could have been Sarah Ferguson. So she should thank the Sussexes for bringing her in out of the cold because the next time Philip went flying through an intersection, there's no reason to believe that he might have, had her sitting up there on the couch talking about he just came right through. I don't know what happened. So, Oh man. Yep. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I do believe that Philip had caught a glimpse of what he thought was his granddaughter-in-law. I'm sorry, his daughter-in-law, and decided to, bloody take care of her. So, oh man, when I was thinking about this morning, about that this morning, I could hardly contain my laughter. It was so funny. I'm just like, oh yeah, I got to do this one. Um, oh man. So speaking of people who love to talk about the Sussexes, so Rob Rinder, launches a furious rant at Harry and Meghan for accepting Human Rights Award for taking lots of money to gripe at your family when there are people who spent their lives campaigning for freedom. So this poor guy, I think he's probably still in the hospital after he finished what he called making the politicians accountable. He ended up, excuse me, he ended up being stricken by the most horrendous pain when he, had this like sharp, like red hot poker feeling in his back. Well, some people call it a herniated disc, but oh gosh, I forget what they called it, but yeah, oh, in the States we call it a herniated disc, but that little soft fleshy part in between the spine, between the bones and the spine, the squeezes out and causes a lot of pain. So this hater has had a taste of karma, and so now he's in the hospital. And as we pray for him a speedy recovery and hope that he's not in any pain and discomfort, I hope they fix his mouth while he's in there too. While he's in there, if I was him, I'd have him take a look at my mouth. Uh, he says he has started the day holding politicians to account on GMB, interviewing Lulu and Richie Sambara. I wonder if that's the singer Lulu. You guys know Lulu and I share the same birthday. Finished it having a prolapse, that's what they call it, a prolapse disc in my back repaired and healed. He added, life can change in a moment. Hold on to joy whenever you find it. Thanks, brilliant medical team. Now, isn't that something? See how he see how he went from frothing at the mouth with hostility, and then he went into this searing pain in his back, and then all of a sudden he just is nice and positive and optimistic and just don't want no trouble. All he wants to do is love and respect and appreciate everybody. Isn't that something how karma does that? All of a sudden, he is Mrs. Congeniality because of that searing red hot poker pain in his back. So, yeah, that is what happens when people try to go after the Sussexes. All of a sudden, stuff started going wrong for them. So, anyway, lesson learned. And lesson learned. Mackenzie says, Happy Valentines to Sussex Squad, patron Saint Alex Beresford, who, like Jesus, can send swine flee. Oh, thank you so much for that. You know what? That makes a lot of sense. Uh, that was a very pious act. That was, I like that, send the swine fleeing. Thank you so much for that, Mackenzie, and thank you for the super chat. Let me see here. Nicola Tannis says, Baron, congratulations, 31,000 subscribers, as well as the courageous moderators. I appreciate what you do. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Well, thank you, Nicole Tannis, and thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate it. All right. Ethan's husband is here. Welcome, welcome. Let's see, Maureen Reed, Foxy. All right. Okay, so this is one of the things I wanted to share yesterday, but we ran out of time because the conversation took on a whole different tone after a while. But 4 weeks, number one in the top 10 for 4 weeks straight. If you guys remember, the book came out on the 10th, right? And it is now the 10th of January, and now it is the 14th of February. So still going strong. The book has become a very precious tool, especially for children dealing with grief. Right here, how Prince Harry's Spare helps those grieving childhood loss. And that is one of those things that really turns a child's world upside down. I mean, it's bad enough for an adult, but for a child, all of your security sometime evaporates. Everything that you found secure in your life evaporates when you lose one or both of your parents. So, especially if you're in a single parent household, is that much more painful. And it's one of those things, like when I was growing up, I was in one of the few households where I did not have a stepbrother or sister living there. It was, my parents and my siblings, and the fact that both parents was in the household seemed to surprise a lot of people. And I didn't really think about it until, just one of those very innocent stand by me kind of conversations where we're out and about. um that happened. So I don't necessarily say that it was I felt lucky or anything like that. I just didn't notice the difference. But I think one or two parents, if you have love in your household, that goes a long way. So that is the most important thing, is that you have love in your household, and that the children are well cared for, that is, and that they feel safe. That means more than having two parents, one parents, or whatever. You need that. The children need that. They need to know that they're loved. Love and nurturing, that is important. Let's see. Lily Lamar says, I lost my father when I was 11 due to a horrible car accident. Spare has helped me tremendously. I'm thankful for Prince Harry sharing his story. Wow. Okay. You're like the first squatty that's mentioned that. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I'm actually, I just advised someone close to me um, that they suffered child trauma, that they ought to consider reading the book, because I think that book is going to be a go to book in so many situations, um, to help people. So, and it's incredible that, considering that Harry is a member of a royal family, where we make these assumptions about everything being taken care of and every single consideration is made, we find out that that's just not the case, as evident by Harry literally being sent off to boarding school 2 weeks after his mother died tragically and mysteriously in that tunnel in Paris. So, but yes, thank you so much, Lily, for sharing that. And right here it says the JCCC Billington Library will hold a discussion on Thursday, February 23rd, at 2:15 to 1 p.m. about the book Spare by Prince Harry. don't have a copy, you could win one by entering the raffle on February 13th and 14th. So that ends today. Free cookies will be provided on February 14th after 10 a.m. Boy, they know how to get them in there, don't they? I'd walk a country mile for a decent chocolate chip cookie. Sure enough. So there you have right there. Oh, let me do this because I know I made it. Well, let's take a look at this. Now, as you can see, could you be any more middle America? I believe that is Kansas City, where the library is located. And I wanted to show you this map just to show you the reach of Spare. It almost seems like it is something for the cocktail set to enjoy, or, of course, the squatties. But as you can see, in Middle America, there is Spare being promoted by yet another library. Oh, I guess I did. Let me see something. Let me see. I thought I had a larger slide of that, and apparently I do not, because I wanted you to be able to see it close up, but I guess I don't. So I'll do this, and I will go here so I can see it up close. Oh, my, I guess I did not do it. Ain't that a coinkydink? Huh. All right, so let me try my best to see it this way, just to get the finer details of what's there. So I guess everything that I mentioned above is mentioned there. Yeah, free cookies, second floor. Yeah, okay, that's it. But I thought they were really nice, those flyers that they made for this. And I know I didn't move it over here from yesterday. No matter. It's not that important, but just a little something I overlooked from yesterday. That's too bad, too. I'm really disappointed with myself because I had fixed it up so fancy. Oh man, I had fixed it up so fancy, and now y'all won't be able to see it. Or will you? Oh yes, you can. I tell you what. Uh, since I went through all the trouble, this is like one of those food truck videos. Since I've gone through all the trouble, I ain't gonna rest until you see it. So, and then when you see it, you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, Baron, that's nice." Wait, see, there it goes. I gave it the shadow effect and everything. I put it on a gold background. See what I mean? It's not exactly the food truck video, but I thought it came out rather nice. So that's it. I wish I could say there was more to it, but I just wanted you to see it the way it was meant to have been seen. So there you go. All right. So now that I have done that, let us move on. And there again, it is in Middle America. People are talking about Spare. This is why I'm so proud of Prince Harry. All right, so you guys know I love Leontyne Price. I just love her. Leontyne Price from Laurel, Mississippi, one of my favorite people. She's still alive. She just had a birthday. 96 years old, born in 1927, I believe it was. Now, there she is. I know I spoke about this like the day after her birthday, but 2 days after her birthday, thanks to Cheryl Lee Ralph posting it on her Twitter, I found this. There she is. Well, as you guys know, Cheryl Lee Ralph, she's a Broadway legend. And so, because of that, she probably knows everyone there is to know, including Leontyne Price. And so there she is, 96 years young. 96 years young. I don't know. When I see her, I just get very very emotional because I love her so much. And here is the image of that diva, Leontyne Price, at the National Portrait Gallery. In case you guys don't know it, the Smithsonian Institute also houses the National Portrait Gallery. If you guys have never been to Washington, D.C., the National Mall is flanked by buildings that belong to the Smithsonian Institute. And there's the Natural History Museum, there's the Aeronautical Museum, there's the American History Museum, and of course, the National Portrait Gallery, where you will find some official portraits of the most important Americans, including former presidents and first ladies. So I believe there's usually two official portraits that presidents and first ladies or first gentlemen will pose for. And one is for the White House, and the other set goes to the National Portrait Gallery. So the person who posted this said when she saw it, she just stopped in her tracks because it's almost like she's peering right into your soul. Um, wow, I just love her. Now, in listening to her stories and reading about her, I learned some things about her that I did not know that I'm going to share with you. Let me see right here. Although the nation was cognizant of the threats to an eventual assassination of Malcolm X and, of course, the Reverend Martin Luther King, few were aware that Price was imperiled through her preparation to open the new Metropolitan House at Rockefeller Center in 1966 because she was a Black woman singing on an opera stage. A local Sicily, accepted as the dominion of white divas. Price performed in defiance of impending danger to her life, while predominantly white critics and audiences subsequently celebrated her as a prima donna assoluta. I think that is Latin. Indeed, she introduced Cleopatra, the first century Egyptian. Let me see here. Now, what I did not know is that she was actually sponsored by a very prominent white family in Laurel, Mississippi. Growing up, I believe it was her grandmother, or was it her? I think it was her grandmother. I think it was her grandmother who worked as a housekeeper for the Chisholm family. And the Chisholm family owned a mill. They owned a lumber business. And when she was visiting with her grandmother, somehow they found out that she could play the piano. And so she actually sang for Mrs., I think her name was Elizabeth Chisholm. She sang for Elizabeth Chisholm. And let's see right here, it says, subsequently, the Chisholm employed Leontyne to perform recitals at the social gatherings during which Miss Chisholm was the piano accompanist. So she, in the deep South, was accompanied by Mrs. Chisholm, a very prominent white woman in the community. They were rich, who played the piano. Eventually, Leontyne was in demand to sing at social events throughout her community. The Chisholms respectfully sought the Prices, her parents' permission to contribute to Leontyne's advanced vocal lessons. And upon their sanction, her two families, the Chisholms and the Price family, as she referred to them, continued to assist Leontyne emotionally and financially throughout her academic tenure at Juilliard. The latter, during her opera career, Price emerged from Laurel to attend historically Black Central State College in Wilberforce, Ohio, where she was encouraged by Black American vocalist, actor, and political activist Paul Bustille Robeson. These insular communities were instrumental in molding a positive affirmation of her presence and self-esteem. If she were the target of racial incidents in Laurel, it was quietly taken care of and without incident or knowledge to her. For example, Leontyne's first big concert was scheduled by the Chisholms in the auditorium of the Laurel High School, which was named after Mrs. Chisholm's father. When some grumbling rose around town about a Negro singing in the auditorium of the white school, the Chisholms rented the city auditorium, and the concert was held there before a sold out house. Proceeds went to a local Negro hospitals. So years later, Mrs. Elizabeth Chisholm explained the handling of the incident, stating, "We did not want to clutter her mind with worries about things like that. The Price and the Chisholm families had agreed from age 6 that Leontyne was a special person born with a gift and sheltered her from adversarial activities so she could focus solely on attending her dream, and both families spent a lifetime supporting her spiritually and financially, providing every opportunity to assist her in achieving her objectives. Even the Chisholm children, Jean and Peggy, agreed to fewer Christmas gifts in order to contribute to Leontyne's opera fund established in their home. They remained close friends to Leontyne Price and attended her performances throughout her career. Price's early interactions with Robeson and the political activism of her mother and father as members of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People in Laurel unequivocally forged her political consciousness. So I saw that today and I was just like, wow, that is incredible. It just goes to show when God has an intention for you, there is nothing that anyone can do to stop that. Nothing that anyone could do to destroy that. That a prominent white family in Mississippi would see her as a prodigy, as a gifted child, and shoulder the burden of the racism along with her family is nothing less than extraordinary. Of course, um, because they were rich and prominent, they were able to withstand a lot of the things that could have, destroyed the Price family. So quietly and behind the scenes, these things were handled so she could just focus on the music. And she has remained close friends with Peggy Chisholm for all this time, if Peggy is still alive. So that was nothing short of extraordinary. Educate you too. Leontyne Price received one of the longest standing ovations in Met history on January 27th, 1961, 42 minutes. I watched one of the standing ovations, not nearly as long as that one, but this one was from 1985 when she retired from the Met. And it seemed like, I want to say it was at least a solid 3 minutes of applause that she stood motionless. I wasn't even sure that the video was still going because she stood there motionless, just like the diva she is. I tell you, I got goosebumps like you wouldn't believe watching that. But yeah, so she's not the least bit modest about her achievements and about her gift. She is every bit the diva that people call her. I mean, it I tell you, just do some research on her if you like. You'll be amazed at the life that she's had. And one of the favorite things that actually I was watching an interview, and she said that Marian Anderson, who of course could not sing in Constitution Hall because of the Daughters of the American Revolution. Well, Marian Anderson uh, received a Mother's Day phone call from Leontyne every year, no matter where she was in the world. She would always speak to her. She made it a point that she would speak to her, but they were very good friends. And she looked up to Marian Anderson because at 9 years old, that was the first time she had actually seen her in an opera. Her mother took Leontyne on a bus ride to another town so she could actually see her. And from that point on, that was just one of the biggest influences in her life. So one particular Mother's Day, she gave her usual phone call to her, and she said, "I want to invite you to Constitution Hall. The Daughters of the American Revolution have invited me to sing." And she said that that was the most precious gift that she could have ever given Marian Anderson, was an opportunity to sit in the guest box at her performance at the same hall that refused to allow her to sing so many years earlier. So that was one of those interesting stories about her. So, yeah, you guys, please do some research for her. I mean, it is Black History Month. This is another one of my favorite images of Marian Anderson. And, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, that was the last one that I had. So that is one of my favorite images right there, her reflection. Charlotte, bonsoir. Thank you so much for being here. Merci beaucoup. Okay, the frantic letter sent to royals after £5 note changed, as it reveals the king's representative in Australia was not notified about the change. Australia's $5 banknote will feature a tribal to indigenous, I'm sorry, what tribal? A tribute to indigenous cultures. The note has featured a portrait of the late Queen Elizabeth since 1992. Well, guess what? Not anymore. Not anymore. Now it is going to feature someone from the First Nation, as they say. And right here, you can see Australian Governor General was not told the country was axing King Charles from his new $5 note in snub labeled a gross lack of courtesy. Oh, do go on. Do go on. Everybody is not as deferential to the royal family as the Governor General. If you guys have not heard of a Governor General before, and when it comes to the Commonwealth, the Governor General, any place where the sovereign is head of state, like Australia or Canada, they have a Governor General who can sign laws on behalf of the sovereign, who is a liaison, who is a acting, you know, person on behalf of the sovereign. So this Governor General essentially is King Charles III in the absence of the king. And so they're saying that it was some kind of snub or slighting to Charles, that the Governor General was not informed of their intention. And so it's much to do about nothing. The only people that are truly angry and bothered by this are the royalists and the tabloid media that has become an extension of the royal households. And of course, Canada has no plans to replace the Queen with Charles III on its money. It's up to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's government to decide if she'll be replaced by her successor, Charles III. Listen, Prime Minister Scooby Snack Prime Minister, hey, I think that suit was made for you. Justin Trudeau will decide if they will replace the Queen with Charles III. If he's not inclined to do so, and I hope he's not, I'm sure that their Governor General in Canada could have a fit about it too. But it's 2023 and people are moving on. Just as the, is it President or Prime Minister of Jamaica? As he said, we're moving on. Everybody's moving on. They're moving on. What part of we're moving on don't you get? Okay. I'm all for public and media scrutiny of the royal family, but the debate on all sides has become so toxic. Now is a disgrace. The reaction from some on Twitter to Queen Camilla's going down with the pandemic should give many people, including her stepson, her stepson, Prince Harry, food for thought. I don't know why I thought about Charles for a second there. The crown of Queen Camilla, Her Majesty, will be crowned with the crown of Queen Mary's at her coronation on May 6th. Prince Archie's birthday, by the way, 2023. So when I saw that tweet from, is that Richard Palmer? When I saw that tweet from, well, whatever Dickie that is, when I saw that tweet from Dickie, the first thing I thought about is the fact that they say the Koh-i-Noor diamond is cursed. That crown has a cursed diamond. So why would you put that crown on knowing that the diamond is cursed? Not only is that diamond cursed, it was stolen from a child in India. As a matter of fact, they made the owner of the diamond, I believe he was 12 or 13 years old. They forced him to come to England so he could present the diamond to Queen Victoria, who also suffered from a prolapse, but it wasn't a disc. To present it to to present that diamond to Queen Victoria. I don't know why I thought about that. How insulting is that? That not only, I read the autopsy report, not only do you take the diamond from him, but you make him go from India to England to present the crown to the colonizer. That diamond is cursed. Any man who wears that diamond is cursed. So I wonder if in advance of the coronation that they were trying to fit the diamond, or I'm sorry, not the diamond, but the crown upon Camilla's very large, bulbous head. And somehow that bad juju, that bad luck began to rub off. Because they say right here, the Koh-i-Noor diamond is a 186 carat diamond with a curse affecting only men. Only a man, a dude, a fella, a gentleman is affected by that curse. Only a feller. Anyway, according to the folklore, a Hindu description of the diamond warns that he who owns this diamond will own the world, but will also know all its misfortunes. Only God or woman can wear it with impunity. So I'm just going to say that it's probably a safe bet that Edwina could probably wear it. But I think anybody else would wear that diamond at their own peril. So let's see. I love how King Charles III is the royal by blood, but is slowly leaking to be a day more about Queen Camilla consort instead. Is that right? Well, really, the whole day is. I appreciate that, Mystic Toxin, but the whole day is going to be about the Sussexes. All of this leading up to it is one thing, but the whole thing is going to be about the Sussexes. Yes, it is, Richard Palmer. The Coronal Diamond is being taken out of the crown. Elaine Parker, I heard them say that, but they also have a replica which is made out of quartz. They have a replica made out of quartz. You know what? I don't think they're going to take it out. Even if they say they are, I don't think they're going to take it out. And even if they do take it out as a way to appease the people who say that that diamond belongs to India, which I agree it does, the fact that she's wearing that particular crown that housed the diamond all these years is still an insult. That same diamond in that same crown was actually placed on top of the Queen Mother's coffin for her state funeral. So, with the diamond or without the diamond, I still say that it is a slap in the face. They will replace it with a replica, wink, wink. I don't think they will. I mean, how would we know the difference? How would we ever know the difference? Why go through all that trouble to tinker around with the setting of a crown jewel like this when you can just say it's not, even though it is? So I don't believe them. Let's see here. But anyway, I wish the Queen Consort a speedy recovery so that she can go to the coronation. And if she's wearing that particular sparkly hat, I would avoid chandeliers, gargoyles. Oh, anything that could fall, topple. I wouldn't stand too close to. If it's raining, of course, if there's a chance for lightning, I wouldn't stand next to anything that is a conductor. Well, I guess that crown can conduct electricity, but yeah, good luck, Camilla. You're going to need it. Let's see, Fairpoint Baron. It just seems like Miss Tampon is the royal blood instead of Chump. Yeah, I mean I think that they anticipate that a lot of people are going to be very resentful for her because she essentially has taken over Diana's life, and of course because of Spare. Ever since Spare come out, we barely ever see her. And now she has gone into seclusion because of an alleged flare up of the pandemic for the third time. And I read somewhere where somebody said it was the second time. No, this is the third time. It's the third time because Charles had two bouts himself. So I know that this is the third time because both times she was sick at the same time that he was ill. So Lex says, anyone think that Silky Chicken getting the pandemic is a false flag operation? I heard birds fly south during the winter. Aren't the Parker Bowls in the Caribbean? Oh, okay. Okay. Come on, Legs. Come on. Wow, I didn't think about that. Okay, now that makes a lot of sense. So it's not a one of those situations where you go off to a spa in India, like they don't have spas in Britain or any place closer, but something wholly different from that. Okay, well, thank you, Legs, and thank you for the super chat. That is brilliant. I hadn't thought about that. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Let me take a sip of water. I'll be right back. Okay, thank you very much for that, Legs. Oh, sorry, that was brilliant. Georgia Walker. Thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for being a member of Royal Sussex. And happy Valentine's Day to you. Oh, sorry about that. Reba Henderson. Tell us how you really feel. Richard Palmer should ask why Camilla the Skank had no concern about the Sussexes or Princess Diana. Princess Diana may drop that skank like a stone. All right. Thank you so much for your comment. Richard wants people to be nice to that person when they weren't nice to Harry and Meghan. That's funny. Okay. I know, standing under those chandeliers or something like that. And let's see, Baron. But now they are going to put those 3 African diamonds in the crown. With that, she has to be careful that Meghan's ancestors don't get into her head. I'm telling you, I don't think they're going to swap those diamonds. They're just saying that. They're just saying that. I don't believe it. They said they have a quartz replica. I think it's an insult to wear the crown with or without it is still an insult because everybody knows that that particular crown was housing the Koh-i-Noor diamond. Right here it says, what Camilla did to others will come back in karma, and dates look out for, let me see, and dates to look out for claims Queen Camilla is in for a big year in 2023, according to an astrologer. She claims that the royal will face karma for past deeds she's has done. Now, I think that was in the Express. And then over here it says, according to recent reports, Camilla will be wearing the Queen Mary crown at the coronation, stolen diamonds on full display, along with new coach, thrones, and 3 days party during a cost of living crisis. These two do not read the room. Now, that was from one of the squatties. That was a quote from one of the squatties. Lest you could think I had actually come up with something as brilliant as that. That was a squatty that said that. Okay, and then here you can see those 2 pitiful old pensioners at the Westminster Hall, looking every bit as regal as a couple of bumps on the log. They don't read the room, and they really are frightfully ignorant of what's happening in the country. They believe that by their mere presence that they are going to enhance the lives of everyone, that people are going to celebrate in the streets, and there's going to be all of this happiness and joy over the fact that a new day has dawned and that there's a new king and queen for the first time in 70 years. There's a coronation. I don't think most people really care. I really don't. I just don't. There's nothing exciting about this. The Cambridge wedding was a big snooze fest. And let's face it, the Queen's funeral, what did not go exactly like they planned. It wasn't as huge as they claimed it was. The last big event was the wedding of the Sussexes. And before that, Princess Diana. And trust me when I say it, Princess Diana. You could leave Charles out of it. There was nothing exciting about him. The only thing that has made him exciting was Princess Diana. And then once that was obviously not a meaningful relationship for him. Um, we find out that he had other things going on. It just did not. It just leaves a bad taste in one's mouth, and so this is not going to be the big event that they want it to be. It's a disgrace at a time like this when do you know, and this came from ABC News. ABC News had a report, um and they were talking about Brexit, and they said that very soon the average income or standard of living, was it, for most working class families in Britain will be nearly identical to the working class families in Slovenia. Slovenia, that is where Melania Trump is from, Slovenia. Um, One of the largest economies in the world and continues to be one of the largest economies in the world, but yet the standard of living for the average household is going to compare to that of Slovenia, a country which was part of the old Soviet Union, where Russian is the second language. Their economy is thriving, so it's not like they're not rising up as a nation, but their economy is not nearly as large as that of Great Britain, but yet the average working class family in Britain is going to be right on par with a working class family in Slovenia. That should not happen. I'm glad for the people of Slovenia that their economy is rising, but that Britain is in this decline and is predicted to have the worst economic performance out of the the G8 countries, and for Western Europe, for that matter. um, Italy's economy is going to perform better. And in the midst of all of that, the king and the queen consort wants to spend over £100 million under this idea that that family brings um, revenue. Do you guys know that the Eurostar that goes from um, Dover to Calais, that takes you directly from London to Paris on a high speed train, some days is half empty? They don't have a lot of people going between either these days. It's easier than ever to get a seat on the Eurostar. And if that's any indication of the popularity of the idea of going to Britain, well, with the Brexit, they drove a lot of workers away. A lot of people didn't want the hassle, so they went back to their home countries, including people from, guess where? Slovenia. It was just too much hassle. You wanted us out, and we're out. Now there's a labor shortage, not to mention a shortage of goods and services. So good luck, you two. You're going to need it. So, okay, right here, these are the three crowns that have included the Kohinoor diamond. There is the eight, what is that, eight part crown on the left. Then there's the one that Camilla plans to wear in the middle. And then there's the older crown. I forget the names of them individually, but those are the three crowns. And so they do have replicas of the Kohinoor that they could use in place of it. I just, in my heart, I don't believe they're going to go through the trouble, because at the end of the day, who would ever know the difference? I mean, as you see those crowns right there, one of them is a replica. Can you point it out? I can't. So I know the one on the left looks very dark, but then so does the whatever precious metal that is housed in. So that may account for the fact that it's darker than the others. Plus, in the photograph, that it looks like there's not as much light there. So, yeah, I think it's a disgrace. I think it's an absolute disgrace. I think nowadays with other houses of royal houses in Europe, um, I don't even think they bother putting the crown on. I know the King of Spain, the crown was on a table um, when he was, crowned, when he had his coronation. I don't even think he put the crown on. The crown was just on the table next to him. So just goes to show that things have not changed a lot with the Windsors. Now, one of the squatties posted this today. I destroyed Diana. I stole her husband and her life. There's literally nothing I will not do in order to keep it. There is literally nothing I wouldn't do in order to keep it. And as awful as it sounds, I don't know what part of that is not true. And I love in the background they have the photo, the image, which I think is supposed to be her with a suit and tie. Does that mean that she is controlling Charles or what? I don't know. But what a spooky meme, isn't it? Very spooky. There's literally nothing I will not do in order to keep it. I believe that. I really do believe that. She's gone through a whole lot of trouble to be exactly where she is right now. I wonder if Richard Palmer will have anything to say about this notion. Okay, so let's move on from that and get on to something more pleasant than the Queen Consort, or as Sonny Hostin say, the Queen Cohort. Okay. Cartier tank. What is that? Wait. Franche. Well, anyway, the tank watch gets a makeover. Whatever. Experts credit Meghan Markle's fondness for the feminine timepiece as one reason it has legions of fans. Its new look aims for a gender crossing appeal. That's right, a gender crossing appeal, which means that I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't be surprised if we find out that one of the members of the royal family, aside from Meghan, starts wearing one, since it has that gender crossing appeal. Um, Not a missed opportunity. Never a missed opportunity. Let's see. Church Nelly says, with all due respect, Baron, if the British people aren't upset by this corny nation, then they deserve the hardships they're having. Unless the British people take a stand, they will suffer. Wow, Church Nelly, but most of the people there don't even care about it. I mean, it is such an ingrained institution that most people do not have the voice or the means to oppose this. They just casually dismiss it. I bet you most people don't know what the date is unless there's a bank holiday attached to it. I don't think most people are really interested. Most people go about their lives and pay little or no attention to the royal family. And I know it's hard to believe, but there are like news reports, newspapers that scarcely mention the royal family on a day-to-day basis. Of course, that may have changed because of the Sussexes, because that's a cash cow for anybody who wants to write about them. But you know, for a long time, they just weren't that relevant. So, um, I hate to see that the working class people are really getting the short end of the stick, royal family or not. But the government, the Tory government, I believe, is using the royal family when it's convenient to overshadow how dire and desperate things are for so many people. And as long as they have other diversions like the migrant crisis, as they call it, or the Sussexes, and any other thing that they can blame it on, then they don't have to take responsibility for what's going wrong. And of course, most of the media downplays it and don't even admit that there is a problem that is. So I think that the perception that we have here is so vastly different from the way things are perceived over there. And that, even with social media, so many of us are in our own news bubbles that you just don't know what is relevant news or how the news is explained to people from one day to the next. But thank you so much for your comment. Let me see. Uh, Taja Marshall says, what's funny is that people voted for Brexit to curtail immigration of Eastern Europeans. Now England's economy is going south. Yeah. Now, as I said, a working class family is going to have about the same buying power as Slovenia, which is in where? Eastern Europe. That is the real rub of it, is that in spite of everything, all of the plotting and scheming from the likes of Nigel Farage, they have really pretty much sold out the country. They've taken money from those oligarchs and stuff. They have given in to Putin's idea of destroying the Western governments and trying to dismantle democracy in the Western world. And they have taken that tainted money, just like the Republicans here. Isn't it interesting that the Republicans in the United States and the Tories in Britain have that in common, that they have taken money and have defended Putin. I'm not going to say Russia, I'm going to say Putin and the oligarchs. They have taken their money and have defended them and have found ways to give them every advantage that money can buy within both countries. Both parties, the Tories and the Republicans, have been, and not that you can't find, Democrats who haven't likewise, but not to the degree. I mean, if you give somebody donations for their campaign, they're going to take it. But nobody has delivered better than Donald Trump in years when it comes to Russia. Donald Trump is the gift that keeps giving. As a matter of fact, that's how he got in office, was because of that, among other things. So, yeah, it's very interesting how that worked out. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me do this. Okay, so let me continue with the watch. But thank you guys for your comments. Experts credit Meghan Markle's fondness for her feminine timepiece as a reason it has legions of fans. It looks, the new look aims for gender crossing appeal. So this was in one of my favorite papers that I subscribe to, the New York Times. Let me see. The yellow and gold tank watch has once belonged to Princess Diana. Yeah, she's wearing Diana's watch, by the way, and she has one of her own, but I'll talk about that later. The Tank Franche, I think I'm saying that right, Franche watch is back. In January, Cartier reissued the stylish timepiece, famous for its integrated metal bracelet that initially joined the Tank collection in 1996 and redesigned, which the luxury house said took more than 13,000 hours to develop, included 7 new variations, and debuted just as interest in the timepiece reached fever pitch. In other words, Meghan Markle. Industry observers say that mainly it's because of the British royal family's style influence, especially that of Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. She wore the yellow gold tank franche during her Netflix docuseries, Meghan and Harry. I'm sorry, Harry and Meghan. What am I doing? Uh, which eagle-eyed watch fans said was once owned by Diana, Princess of Wales, who also had a Louis Cartier tank, which came with a leather strap instead of links. The watch reportedly was passed down to Prince Harry, and his wife has worn it regularly in recent years, most notably for the 2021 portrait of the couple for Time magazine's most influential people feature. Ta-da! There you go, right there. There is the Time magazine, and of course, there is Princess Diana wearing said timepiece. The timepiece is not the Duchess's first tank Francais. However, years ago, when as Meghan Markle, she appeared in a TV series suit, she reportedly bought herself a two-tone tank Francais. I hope I'm saying that right. When the show's third season was confirmed, it even made a cameo appearance in several episodes. Eric Wind, a watch dealer and founder of Wind Vintage in Palm Beach, California, said he was not surprised that the tank Franche was in the limelight. So let's take a look at it, shall we? Aha, there it is. There's that two-tone watch. Now, when Meghan first made real money, she treated herself to that watch. And isn't it beautiful? So I'm going to say the one that you see in the photo on the far right is the gold watch from Diana's collection. And then the one on the left is the one that Meghan purchased herself, the two-tone. So she switches up between both watches. How beautiful. Because of all the renewed interest in Princess Diana, the Crown show on Netflix, obviously, the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, then Princess Diana's former husband, and now being king, all that has renewed interest in the watch, he said. And then, of course, all the royal family drama with Harry and Meghan. Well, anyway, the royals dispute aside, the tank Franche has long been top choice for influential women. Michelle Obama wore one in 2009 for her official portrait as First Lady, and celebrities including Madonna, Dakota Fanning, and Jennifer Garner have been fans since in 2021. What is that? Bryn Wallner, the millennial watch influencer who founded Timepiece, decided on a 25 millimeter steel tank watch for her first watch. Yes, so the tank watch is roaring back into popularity. And okay, one more. There's Meghan with her two-tone. Beautiful. And I love the very dark blue hands on the watch. Yeah, it is dark blue. I'm looking at the numerals, the Roman numerals, and yes, it is dark blue. So beautiful, beautiful. Although the one Meghan has, I wonder if it has the dates. Maybe, maybe not. But anyway, very cool watch. Trump rolls back train breaking rules meant to keep oil tankers from exploding near communities. An Obama rule to require new brakes to reduce the risk of oil train derailments caused explosions and spilling gas was reversed by Trump. Of course it was. You see that? Back in 2018, Trump decided to reverse the laws that were put in place with Obama to slow down those trains in urban areas. Now, in case you don't know, there was a huge explosion of a train carrying toxic chemicals recently. Plus, there has been numerous derailments of those trains carrying oil in communities, one of which destroyed a town not long ago. Um, and it's just like Trump is always looking in his rearview mirror to see what Obama has done. And the whole time he was in the White House, one thing after the other, he just dismantled as much of the executive orders as he could, meaning just about all of them. And that has been to the detriment of so many people. What a monster. What a monster. I cannot tell you how glad I am to turn on the TV and not have to hear what that lunatic has said next. I'm so glad for that. Take a look at the picture of Trump and Obama. See that? At the bottom, you have Melania and Trump on Inauguration Day 2017. Now, contrast and compare that to the Obamas on Inauguration Day 2009. They are literally sitting in the same room at the same table on the same occasions. One more time. They are literally sitting in the same room at the same table for the same occasion. I would say that the Obamas are looking quite happy and optimistic and full of grace, whereas the Trumps look as though they're being audited, or perhaps or perhaps they just had a fight or something. That's it. I just wanted to share that with you. Another example of that monster. Okay, on this day, February 14th, 1779, British colonizer Captain James Cook was killed by indigenous Hawaiians after an unsuccessful attempt to kidnap their chief, Kulani Apau. Yes, they killed a colonizer on this day, February 14th, 1779. The colonizer was eliminated by the natives, tribes, or people or nation as they tried to kidnap their chief. Amen. Okay. I just wanted to let you know that even though it is Valentine's Day, I did not forget to get a gift for everybody. So happy Valentine's Day from Royal Sussex. On this day, February 4th. On this day, February 14th, 1779, British colonizer Captain Cook was killed. You're welcome. All right. And also on this day, back in 1929, there was a famous event that took place in Chicago. As you can see from this illustration, it says, okay, first things first. Did everyone sign the card? Now look at these smartly dressed gentlemen who want to surprise some equally smartly dressed gentlemen on the other side of this door in a auto repair garage. Now, how nice of them. What a lovely thought. They managed to get a Valentine's Day card so that when they go in there and surprise them and gun all 7 of them down, it's not like they didn't bring a lovely, sweet Valentine's Day card for them. Do you guys know what this event is? Anybody? Chicago, 1929, Valentine's Day. They have a name for it. In American pop culture as well as history, there's a name for this event. I'll wait. Oh man, what a ghoulish sense of humor I have. Yes, Mackenzie, absolutely. The St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Thank you also, Dorothy Ross. You said massacre, absolutely. Yes, it is the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, which took place on the north side of Chicago in a garage on Valentine's Day. How poetic. Let's see. Okay, let me give you a few details about it. Okay, picture it Sicily, 1922. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not Sophia Petrillo. Uh, there we go. The St. Valentine's Day Massacre was the murder of 7 members associated with Chicago's North Side gang that occurred on St. Valentine's Day, 1929. The men were gathered at the Lincoln Park, Chicago garage on the morning of February the 14th, 1929. They were lined up against the wall and shot by 4 unknown assailants, 2 dressed as police officers. The murders resulted from the competition for control of organized crime in the city during Prohibition between the largely Irish North Side gang, um, headed by George Bugs Moran, and their largely Italian Chicago outfit rivals, led by Al Capone. The perpetrators have never been conclusively identified, but former members of the Egan's Rats gang working for Capone are suspected of involvement. Others have said that members of the Chicago Police Department, who allegedly wanted revenge for the killing of a police officer's son, played a part. So there you go, the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Now, that garage has long since been demolished, and there's nothing there but an open, grassy field, and there's a parking lot also where the garage once stood. But the house across the street and even next door, those 2 structures still survive today. So there you go. That is the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. And right here, you can see the garage. I believe they went through the alley entrance, but the house on the left, which is that's a house there. You can see those columns. That house is still there. But where the garage is located, that is all gone. There's nothing there to replace it. But wow, 1929. And this photo is likely taken from across the street on the steps of the house that was used as a lookout for the perpetrators. So there you go. That's a little St. Valentine's Day history. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm sorry. There we go. Roses are red, violets are blue. I was beaten with clubs, beheaded, buried under the cover of darkness, disinterred by my followers, and you commemorate my martyrdom by sending each other's chocolates? Huh? Is that how you celebrate Valentine's Day? He was beaten with clubs, beheaded, buried under the cover of darkness, disinterred by his followers, and you guys celebrate his martyrdom by sending each other chocolates. Have you nothing to say? I am just disgusted. Not because of that, but because I haven't received any chocolates. I am outraged and disgusted because I have not received a piece of chocolate, not a piece of chocolate. And you know, when an African American says they have not received a piece of chocolate, they mean business. And I have not received a piece of chocolate. Oh man. Let me see. Cheryl says, "So sorry, Saint Valentine. Um, we're sick. Just sick. Right. Right. Okay. So let me do it properly. Properly, that is. He's just sick of it. Do you hear me? Sick. Sick of it. Just sick." Okay, it's a morbid way to celebrate this guy. It is. It is by passing out chocolates. Well, I tell you what, maybe it's only morbid if the chocolate has that red, sticky, gooey, whatever that is inside. Is it supposed to be cherry or ugh? I hate those chocolates that have those like almost like what liquid syrup on the inside. Oh, I hate those chocolates. I'd rather have a truffle, that has like a chocolate or white chocolate center or something like that than those little gooey, yucky, when you bite into them, they ooze out. Or, pecans, almonds, cashews, um, hazelnuts, or as they say in Germany, hazelnuts. Hazelnuts. Okay, so Hark, is that the official Royal Sussex wish list? Maybe I should rush to the Royal Sussex wish list and add some chocolates. Huh? Okay, I think I'll do that. Uh, I will keep my dentist employed for years to come. There we go. The official Royal Sussex wish list. Now, absolutely nobody, and I do mean nobody, is obliged to order anything on that list unless you like to hear me gleeful and smiling and grinning from ear to ear and feeling like it's Christmas in February. Then you can order something. Thank you, Lydia. What perfect timing. Okay. There, of course, is one of the. I hate those chocolates. When I was a kid, I would eat those cheap chocolates, no problem. But nowadays, I have more refined taste in confectionates. Those cheap chocolates, those hollow chocolate things like that. I'm like, ugh, ugh. Let me see. Really? Ugh, ugh. I can't stand them. Joanne Baker says, Baron, do you remember in April 1986, Geraldo Rivera hosted his talk show attempting to open Al Capone's vault, and it was a complete bust? Yes. As a matter of fact, let me tell you how well I know that. You can look it up if you like. There was a hotel at that location, which was called the Lexington Hotel, and it was owned by Al Capone. Al Capone's Lexington Hotel had some vaults down in the basement. Now, they had tore the hotel down, but before they tore it down, because of rumors that there may be some treasure or money or something, um, Geraldo Rivera asked for special permission to be there when they broke this vault open. And so they broke it open and found out there was absolutely nothing in there but old tin cans, whiskey bottles. Um, in other words, it was worthless, empty, no valuables there. The Lexington Hotel was since demolished, and in its place, there is an apartment building now called the Lex, which, of course, is in reference to the Lexington Hotel right there on the corner of Michigan Avenue and I'm going to say Cermak Road. Cermak Road. So, anyway, if you like, go ahead and test my memory. But yeah, so I do remember that occasion. And yeah, so that was Geraldo Rivera's big embarrassing moment on television when he attempted to break into a vault at the old Lexington Hotel, which, if I recall, was built in, oh my goodness, I know it was in I think it was 1895. I think it was 1895. maybe 1895. Let me see here. All right, so now one of the squatties posted this, and gosh, did I well, what an interesting photo to see Harry as a young boy, um, looking down at the flowers for his mother, and then those years later, he's looking at the flowers for his grandmother. Big difference is his grandmother died peacefully at her Balmoral estate, not tragically in a tunnel in Paris. And the other big difference is, of course, there's Harry, all grown up, with his wife by his side. So that is a full circle moment if I've ever seen one. So thank you, Duchess of Sussex, for rescuing Harry from that awful institution. Awful, awful institution. Geraldo is very, very he's different now. He's different now. Didn't he get hit in the face with a chair? Didn't somebody break his already impossibly unattractive nose with a chair? There was a fight on his show and somebody hurled a chair at his head. Let me see. There are many legends to do with love associated with St. Valentine's. Though, for example, secretly marrying couples to spare their husband from war. Oh, yeah. Let me see. Anastasia Isabella says, oh, that's for her. Okay. You hate chocolates? What? That is treason. Okay. Hello, Katie V. Thank you for being here. All right. So we're going to close out with just a few images of the Sussexes, them holding hands, and of course, that beautiful image created by the photographer, something Hussein. That, of course, is diamonds raining from the sky on one of the last nights the Sussexes were officially part of the firm. KDV, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex, and happy Valentine's Day to you. Thank you so much for being here and for being a member of Royal Sussex. Phyllis Brooks, I was too late to respond, Baron. I always remind those who like to say Chicago is bad that it was always bad. They just disguised the history of the original thugs by making action movies about it. The city of Chicago and organized crime. I tell you, because of that that history, because of the world's interest in that. When you go to the location where the St. Valentine's Day massacre took place, you won't find anything to identify it because the local Italian American community took exception to it and thought it was a bad idea. So there's not much. You'll find more things about Capone in Las Vegas than you'll find in Chicago. And that's true. You'll find more things about him in Las Vegas. And I don't even think he's ever been to Vegas. And of course, right there, that was the engagement day photo. And then who could forget the image of the Sussexes passing beneath a camera that was on a boom over the path of the carriage? People were wondering, how did this photo take place? Well, there was, if you look at some of the videos from the wedding day, when they went down that big long walk to Windsor Castle, there is a camera mounted on a boom, which of course is a big arm that extends over the road, just for the occasion, where when they pass beneath the camera, they snap this photo of them. And people have remarked that the way they are seated takes the shape of a heart. So that is one that I thought about for this Valentine's Day, and I wanted to share with you, was the image of the Sussexes in their carriage, creating this very lovely heart shape. God bless the Sussexes. God bless the Sussex squad, and our families. And of course, lastly, the lady in red. Actually, I think there's one more after this, but there is the Duchess of Sussex wearing that beautiful red dress, when she, on so many other occasions, knew exactly what was happening. I am the moment. I'm just reading her mind right now. On this day in 1822, Princess Victoria of Saxe-Coburg-Gotha was born as daughter of Prince Ferdinand of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha and Princess Maria Antonia. Is it Kahari? Really? Okay. So this is Queen Victoria was born on Valentine's Day? Wow. Wow. I did not know that. Princess Victoria. Yeah. Wow. I had no idea. So let me see. She became queen. Was it 18 was it 1839? And then she was on the throne, or 1838. She was on the throne until 1901, right? So she was 19, 18 or 19 when she took the throne, and she died in 1901. There's actually a small film of Queen Victoria in a carriage for one of the parades, and you could actually see the living, breathing Victoria in this old grainy film. And I would believe that makes her the first royal that was ever filmed. And she was probably one of the first royals, if not the first, to ever be photographed. Yeah, Queen Victoria had a lot of firsts. Oh, wow. Okay. Joseph Burnell says, Mo Shannon, I lost my 94-year-old mom back on December 5th. Chose not to mention it in the chat until now. She died peacefully. The chats with the squatties ease my grief, though. Oh, well, I'm so glad to hear that, Joseph Burnell. I'm so glad to hear that. You know, and on behalf of all the content creators, um, I would say that that is like one of the best things that any of us could ever hear. As I always say, just being the backdrop to anybody's day is one of the favorite things for me, is just knowing that, maybe Royal Sussex keeps you company or informs you or whatever. Always glad to hear that. Thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, and here we have the red column dress with the cape. The red column dress with the cape. One of my favorite looks for the Sussexes. How daring and how bold for them to coordinate their outfits. And now that they have coordinated their outfits, all the royals have chosen to coordinate their outfits, including the Wessexes. Now, this was that last thing that I wanted to grab for you guys as a way to celebrate St. Valentine's Day, and also as a way to, let me see. Yeah, let me see. Okay, let me see. Is that right? I hope this is right.
I stopped dreaming, and God's dreams were much bigger than mine. And I found myself at a place where everything that I had dreamed had come true. So now the things that are happening are far beyond anything I could have imagined. You know, I never knew I would know a prince and a princess. That wasn't even what that was about. What I was reaching out to her for was because they were giving her hell. And a lot of it was because she was a black woman.
Absolutely.
And I flat out, no denying it, I completely knew that. And I wanted to reach out and let her know that there was somebody there for her. And I sent her a note, and not expecting anything to come of it. And she said, thank you so much. And that was it. And a couple of years later, we started talking, and she was able to talk. And the only reason I'm sharing this is because she shared it first.
Okay. Yeah.
And we were able to talk, and she was telling me some of the things that were going on. And I'm just so proud of where they are now, because I'm going to tell you something. Those two people love each other. I don't care what anybody says, I'm seeing it up close, and you can't fool me.
Yeah.
I got the Holy Ghost. You can't fool me. I know what's real. They really genuinely love each other. So I'm just so happy to see where they are now.
Reached out to her and said, come, you can live in my home.
Yeah, it was a very difficult time for them. And what I know about the two of them, and I wish the world knew how much they love these two people love each other. They found each other out of all these odds against them finding each other, they found each other. And the love that they have is really, really moving. And I just wanted to do anything I could to support them.
Isn't that funny? Sometimes when you meet someone,
Yeah.
Sometimes you can see like what love is, and you can tell right away.
Yeah, yeah. And if I don't have that, what she and Harry have, I don't want it. That's really amazing.
Wow.
Wow, that is incredible.
Yeah.
Wow, that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
Well, that is my real Valentine's Day gift to you guys, was the very wise words of a man with the Holy Ghost about two people that are changing the world one day at a time. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry, and Princess Meghan. So with that, you guys, I am done. That concludes the Royal Sussex for today. If you have any last thoughts, last messages for one another you want to share, now is the time. But thank you all so much for being here. It has been a pleasure. And thank you all so much for your generosity, the super chats, super stickers. Also, thank you for the Cash App and the PayPal that I received while I was before. And I think there was a PayPal while I was on. Thank you so much for that. There we go. A couple of bells for that. Yeah, so that's it. And let me see. Yes, love always wins. Love is all around us. All right. Happy Valentine's Day to all the squad. Well, thank you so much, Lydia. I think that's a good last word of the day. Happy Valentine's Day to all in the squad. And let me see here. If I don't have that, then I don't want it. You tell him, Tyler Perry. You tell him. Thank you, Linda Lala. You have a good day too. Let me see. I am May 19th. Harry and Meghan wedding anniversary. Oh yeah, it is the 19th, isn't it? Yep. And the ones that argue that are the ones that are quite alone right now. Oh man. Yeah, that situation. Boy, I tell you, it's like a Jason movie or one of those slasher movies where the villain just keeps rising up and coming back. Oh, let me see here. Oh, thank you, Mackenzie. I shall do that. I definitely will do that. Ooh, and I know just what I want too. What's those little chocolates that come in that gold wrapper? I can't remember the name of those, but I love those. Those little chocolates in the. It's from the Ferrero Rocher Chocolate Company. I love those Ferrero Rocher. Did you guys like the thing about Leontyne Price? I was very moved by it. I couldn't wait to share it. That was just one of those things I couldn't wait to share. I was just so touching and moving. Everything about her. In one of the interviews she did, the guy asked if she could sing like just a little piece of a song, and without hesitation, I mean, she just, knocked it out the park. I would share it with you, but I'm afraid to do so. But she really knocked it out the park. It was just so beautiful. Okay, Ferrero Rocher. Oh, there we go. That's the ticket right there. I'm adding it right now. Uh-huh. Okay. Thank you for the idea. Okay. All right. So sorted. It is sorted. Okay. So 2 hours. That's good. I know Duchess of Success is coming up soon. Like in 10 minutes, right? No, in about 40 minutes, I think she's on. Oh, by the way, you guys, I have to tell you, I was listening. I got a bit choked up when I was listening to it, but also it was just very. Um, the other day, I was listening to. Oh gosh. Okay, Meghan Markle, a real life Cinderella. I was listening to that channel, and I don't have the words, but it was very nice. And not just for myself, but for a few other squatties that was mentioned. And it just reminded me how important community is. As a matter of fact, I tell you what, you guys, in order to use the community tab, you have to have over 1,000 subscribers. And because she is already so close, actually, there's a panel of people. I'm gonna post the what do you call it? The I'm gonna post this link. If you guys are not subscribed, please go over there and subscribe now, because once you get over 1,000 subscribers, then you're able to have access to the community posts. And I've mentioned this before for other channels, how important that is, that they are able to promote their channels using the community tab. So if you guys could please go hit that link right now and go over there. Let me see. I'm trying to put it at the top of the chat right now. Give me just a second. Oh, Lord, what am I doing? Okay, come on, baby boomer. You can. Oh, Lord, I'm all over the place. Okay, come on, baby boomer. You got this. Come on, baby boomer. You got this. You got this. Where is it? Okay, so that's the Lady Sussex. I am going to put the link to the Lady Sussex at the top of the chat. Please go over there right now and subscribe so that they could get over that hurdle of 1,000 subscribers, and then the Lady Sussex will be able to promote the channel herself. That way, up and coming things, any because a lot of you guys are not on Twitter and such, and so if you could go over there and let's push that over the 1,000 mark while I'm on right now, if you can, then that will give her a chance to use her community tab and probably more effective than I use mine, seeing that I always say I'm going to share stuff and I don't. With this way, okay, so do that right now. I can see some of you guys have already subscribed just since I said something. So again, go to that link. This is a Sussex friendly channel. So go to that link and hit subscribe so that she can have access to the community tab. And trust me, when you're trying to build your channel, it is so important to have access to that community tab. So counting on you guys to do that. I am counting on you guys to do that. Anyway, we are done for today. So don't worry, you're not going to miss anything. I am subscribed, and I hope you guys will too. And so with that, I am going to do our Ginger Avenger. And hopefully when I come back, we will have the Lady Sussex over the necessary 1,000 for the access to the community tab. Okay, we got 944. Come on, you guys, you're doing this. You guys are making this happen. All right, we're doing this. Okay, 944. Can we get 950? 950, 945. All right, come on, you guys. There is 939 people in here right now. There's no reason why we cannot get that over the 1,000 mark. Okay, 948. We're doing this. We're doing this, squaddies. The link is at the top. Oh, 950. 950. Can we get 960? 960. It's still holding at 950. There's over 900 people in here. Okay, 951. Again, the link is at the top. If you guys are watching on television, go to your phone right now and get on Royal Sussex and find that link and go ahead and subscribe. We are counting on you. Oh, 955. This is so going to happen. That's right, Mo Shannon. We are growing our Sussex squad community. Anyway, you guys, there was an amazing chat on there, and yours truly was mentioned in the chat. And it was so interesting, too, because when I heard it, I was just like, really? Did I say that? And because I say so much in a given day, I lose track. I was like, oh, my goodness, did I really say that? Okay, 969. You guys, let's do this while I'm still here. So only, what is that? 41 more subscribers. There's still over 900 in this chat. We can do this. Let's push it over that 1,000 so that the Lady Sussex will have access to the community tab. And that way she will be able to promote her channel. Let me see here. Okay, 975, 975. All right. I love it when a plan comes together. There we go. We only got about how many? 20, no, 30. Wait. How many more is that? 38 more to go. It's getting not even 38. What am I saying? 28. Yeah, 28. Oh no, not even 28. Now it's 22. 22 more to go. And there will be 1,000 people. And you guys, especially if you got that old time religion, you are going to love the Lady Sussex. You're going to love the Lady Sussex, I promise you. Okay, we got 17 to go. 17 to go. Okay, we're getting there. I love this. 15 to go. 15. All right, 15. All right, there's still over 900 in here. We are going to make this happen. Again, if you're watching television, please kindly go to your PC or your phone and go and subscribe to Meghan Markle, A Real Life Cinderella. 14 to go. 13 to go. 13, 13, 13. Again, this is a Sussex-friendly channel, and we need more Sussex-friendly channels. And I tell you, I don't know how I missed this channel. I don't know how any of us missed this channel, but when I first found it, I was just like, oh, this is lovely. This is what's been missing. Okay, 10 more to go. You guys are the best. You guys are the absolute best. I am going to ring my bell when we, gosh, does that sound weird? I'm going to ring my bell. You know what I mean. I'm going to ring the bell. Believe me, you guys, if I could ring my own bell, I wouldn't be alone at Valentine's Day. Trust me when I say that. So, yes, when we get there, I am going to ring my bell, the bell, your bell, anybody's bell is going to get rung. And 4 more to go. 4 more to go. And we are going to dance our Ivy dance. Hello, Ivy here. Hello, Ivy here. Come on, you guys. 4 more. Just 4 more people that are watching television that needs to get up off that couch or take your hands out of that soapy dishwater. And 3 more to go. Why is it the last always takes the longest? 2. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, come on. I got my hand over the bell. It's 999. It is 999. And I'm refreshing. I had to keep refreshing to check. And oh, come on. That one last. Come on. You could be number 1,000, you guys. Okay, I keep refreshing, and we're stuck at 99. Oh, there it is. 1K. 1K. Yes. Yes, you guys did it. So as promised, here we go. Hello. Ivy here. Hello, Ivy. Girl, the Duchess of Sussex won. Meet me at the Royal Sussex party. Janelle's gonna be there. All right, Ivy out. You know what, guys? I'm so sorry. I forgot. I had the picture up there. Let's do it again. Hello. Ivy here. Hello, Ivy. Girl, the Duchess of Sussex won. Meet me at the Royal Sussex party. Janelle's gonna be there. All right, Ivy out. You know what? I have not come down from my high yet. As you know, all right, the squad never, ever disappoints. You know that? The squad never disappoints. I am so happy right now. All right, that is wonderful. So that is like one of those things when where it really helps out the algorithm. More people are going to find this channel. Our community will grow, and our voices, our prayers will make life for the Sussexes much safer and more sound. And also, as for the squad itself, believe me, our prayers for one another have been quite powerful. And I can attest to that because of my brother. I'm telling you guys, I'm not just saying this. The doctor told my brother, I will see you in the summer. And we didn't think that the doctor was going to see him in the winter, let alone the summer. So it's amazing. So thank you so much for this community. Thank you so much the way you have uplifted and supported one another. Also, thank you everyone who has been involved with the book drive. This is the first time that I ever did anything like that, but I can't really take credit for it because it was actually the people that donated their time as well as books. So let me see, Lydia, Sister and Cece, Black Queen, and I forget, I know I'm forgetting someone, but that was quite a cooperation. And again, that was me outside of my safety zone because, you know, I don't like nobody's information and all that kind of stuff. I'm just like, but I did step out of my safety zone, out of my comfort zone. And I'm glad I did because some people who did not have access to the book or could not afford the book was able to get one. So that's a good thing. And to the one squatty that sent me a photo holding the book up, I didn't know if I was able to share it, so I didn't. But I'm telling you, that was a radiant, beautiful smile. And that just really made my day. And of course, everyone involved, again, thank you. It felt really good to be a part of something like that. So for everyone who participated, thank you. And even if you participated on another channel, thank you. Yeah, it's just incredible the amount of kindness and generosity and thoughtfulness that has always been part of the squad. So so there you go. So, and you guys don't just subscribe, go over there and listen to the Lady Sussex. I promise you, there is a panel. She has a panel, and it makes a huge difference when you have a panel of people to interact with. And the guys that's on the panel, so I'll put it to you like this. If you find yourself sometimes really missing Tina and Michelle and the way Tina and Michelle would have the panels on the Sussex Squad podcast, I'm telling you, go over there and it will be, let me see. Let me, this is, oh, okay, here it is. I'm going to give you the link for the last one she had with the panel. It was, I'm telling you, oh my God, you guys, this made the hair stand up. It was just that amazing, just that powerful. Andrea Allen, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for being a member, and as always for watching Royal Sussex. I'm sorry, Royals, Royal Sussex. Okay, that wasn't good, but that wasn't my best, but I tried to bring it down. Okay, so I'm going to post that link for the very last one that I watched. And I'm telling you, it had, it was powerful. It was powerful. That's how I would put it. I was so moved. And it was just like well into the night. I was just sitting there thinking about, but she really put a lot into that. I mean, just and the guys that were on the panel with her, that was oh man. If you've seen it or listened to it, rather seen it, listened to it, then you know what I mean. But it was powerful. It was powerful. So do check it out. Okay. So we are going to cue the Ginger Avenger. Let me see here. Yes, thank you so much. Happy Valentine's Day. Don't forget to do the thumbs up. Way to go, squatties. Excellent. Excellent. Yes, over 1,000. Sherry. Yes, where is Sherry Ware? I haven't heard from Sherry Ware in a while. Is she here? I was starting to get concerned. Is she here? Oh, Sherry Ware donated books, right? She did. I knew I forgot someone. Sherry Ware. Thank you, Sherry Ware, for donating books. Thank you, Kathy A, for the super sticker and for being a member of Royal Sussex. I almost forgot. And Sherry Ware hasn't been on here for a while, so I'm a little concerned too. What the heck is this? I posted that, didn't I? Okay. You know what? I'm scrolling back and forth, and I know I'm missing a lot of stuff. Yes, Misty Blue. And where are we here? Thrive with Liv P. Okay. All right. Yes. Let's. Oh, I can't yet because I haven't mentioned our queens. Our queen in heaven, who is protecting Harry, protecting the Sussexes, who has reached out to Archie via the artwork at Tyler Perry's house, a message of love and approval, and also to our queen, Doria, our queen of everything. Doria is just all-encompassing. So thank you to our queens for the most influential couple in the world. The most influential couple. Doria. I love Doria. Okay. All right. So now it is time to cue Ginger Avenger. Thank you, everybody. Before I have another F-bomb drop, I better get out of here. Let's see. Okay, yeah, she's not here today, but she did help with the books, right? I think that's what that was. Okay. All right. So cute, Ginger Avenger. Thank you, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day. Okay, Thrive with Liv P is at the top of the chat. If you guys want to go over there and subscribe, you have your opportunity before I go. Thank you for sharing that. I'm sorry, Liv P. There you go. Yeah, so go ahead and do that before I go. That way we can grow our community. We can grow our community. Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. Happy Valentine's Day. Love you guys. I will see you all tomorrow.